We're coming to you live from the K2 Arena in Crawley for the 36th annual Kyokushin Karate Knockdown tournament. Combatants have come from all corners of the globe and have been separated into 5 different weight classes to determine who's the best. Coming up in this show is the men's middleweights, the men's heavyweights and the women's heavyweights tournaments. In only moments we'll be starting the show with action from the women's heavyweight quarter-finals.
So the first quarter-final in the women's over 60 kilogram division is Franciën of Holland versus Kauka of Ireland. Franciën wearing the red sash on the brown belt, Kauka the green belt and the white sash. Seems Francièn's got a little bit more in her arsenal, throwing some good high head kicks there, trying to catch Kauka out. At the end of the first round, there's not much between these two, so we're going to a second round extension.
Yeah, I think you've got a typical fight here where one fight is a lot larger and heavier than the other, and one's a little bit more sprightly, is going to move around and try and counter her.
Yeah, Kauka will be looking to use her strength, whereas Franciën will be looking to use her footwork and her techniques to try and catch Kauka out here. So it's the highlights of the second round there. Still not much between both fighters. But the referee and the judges award it to Franciën. Maybe better technique, better movement. Second quarter-final to the right of our screen is Great Britain's Samantha Williams versus Mor Vita of Israel, who is the current under-18 world knockdown champion. So Samantha Williams of Great Britain really has her work cut out against a tough, heavier fighter who's world title to her name.
Yeah, she won that title last year, but now she's stepping up into the senior category, so this is going to be a bit of step up in class for Vita.
As we just saw there, Williams pulled up for a face punch. As we know, no direct face punches are allowed. But Williams has spent a lot of time training abroad this year. She's probably in the best shape of her career. And will take everything for this fight, especially against a world champion at under 18 level. So at the end of the first round, we see a draw rewarded. We're now going to go into the second round. So it's really going to test the stamina and the heart of both these fighters here.
Yeah, Vita here keeps going for a big right low kick. She's trying to work her opponent down, use her extra power.
But Williams really does have fantastic footwork and a lot more in her arsenal. Fantastic high kicks, very good movement.
Yeah, she's just quicker and more aggressive in this fight, and Vita is tiring as the fight goes on. Williams definitely looks the fresher here and is on top.
Oh, but Vita there pulling something out the bag, going for a last-ditch knockout. But Williams earns her place in the semi-final, the busier of the two fighters in that quarter-final. So, quarter-final number 3, we have Sara Haga fighting out of Sweden versus Jordan Leroux to the right of our screen from South Africa.
Yeah, this is another fight where you've got a fairly sizable difference in weight here, and you see that the green belt is a lot lighter, so we'll be moving around trying to pick her opponent off.
Not much between these two fights in the first round, so we now go into the second round. Really test the stamina of these. This is usually where the lighter fighters have more speed, more pace. As you can see, Haga using her footwork there.
Yeah, some good combinations there. She's catching her with low kicks, she's moving around, she's setting them up with punches and then following through with a low kick.
But the judges have decided toward that second round a draw also, so it's going to go to a weight decision. Yep, Sara Haga of Sweden will advance because there is a greater weight difference, so she's done very well there to hold her own against a much heavier opponent and earn her place in the semi-final. So the last of our quarterfinals here We have Yolda of Israel on the left of our screen versus Jensen of Norway on the right of our screen.
Oh, it's a good kick there, phone up, nearly catching her.
Again, for the heavier women, they still have a lot in their arsenal, as we saw with Williams earlier. Lots of great techniques, some good high kicks. It's not just about the brute force with these heavier women. But these two look more evenly matched with weight, so we're probably going to get quite a close fight here.
Yeah, these are both applying similar tactics here. Found a lot of combinations, throwing the odd high kick there. There's a good one from Jodler that nearly caught her. End of this round, and it looks like another draw. They're going to go to weight now, see if there's any difference. There is a significant weight difference here, and Jensen goes through.
Okay, so the British Open Kokushinkai Knockdown Championships, Women's Heavyweight Division, semi-final number 1. On the right of our screen with the white sash is Great Britain's Samantha Williams. And on the left of our screen, wearing the red sash, is Francine of Holland. And Williams really showing what she's made of here. Lots of great pressure, great techniques. She's really on top form in today's tournament.
Yeah, every fight she's been really aggressive, moving in good combinations, throwing a lot of inside low kicks, a lot of big heavy punches, and moving well. And I think that's happening in this fight again, and she's already looking on top.
She's a really tough opponent to fight against because she works you on the inside, the outside. It's making Francine of Holland, giving her a lot to think about there. She's on the back foot straight away. And maybe she'll just edge the judge's decision.
Yeah, I think that's a good decision there. Williams was well on top, and she was really pushing her opponent back and had her in trouble.
The aggressive tactics have paid off here. The busier of the two fighters having a very respectable first round decision, putting Williams in the final of the British Championships for the first time in her career. Okay, fighting off for place in the final against Great Britain, Samantha Williams, is Haga of Sweden with the red sash versus Jensen of Norway with the white sash.
Yep, two Scandinavian fighters here. Haga looks to keep a very close guard on her arms there, stopping her getting body punches. Again, fighters standing and trading off.
But at the end of the first round, we see a draw awarded, which is probably a fair result. Both fighters not giving much ground, both trading off sufficient amount of blows each. Similar in their weight, both advancing to the semi-final by weight decisions, but now they both seem to be at the same weight, both trading off good punches, good kicks. It's going to be a test of spirit and stamina as we come to the end of the second round, and again awarded a second draw. So the judges will just decide whether there's a weight decision, which there isn't. So we are now going to go into an inches end sudden death fight, which means the third round there will have to be a winner announced. The judges will have to award this to either of these two fighters based purely on this third round.
Yeah, it's all or nothing now for these two fighters. They're really going to have to put in this last 2 minutes of hard work if they're going to get through to the final. Haga there is now catching some good low kicks and good punches. She looks possibly slightly fresher here as we go into the last 30 seconds.
So as we saw, the busier of the two fights in that Enchesen third round, meaning Sara Haga of Sweden will be fighting against Great Britain's Samantha Williams. So Great Britain's Samantha Williams with the home support here in London. In her first British Open final, she's won the Dutch Open this year, the Swedish Open this year, but the one she's always been after is the Great British title, to win it on home soil, in front of all her fans and loyal supporters here. But Haga's going to put up a resilient fight here. She's also travelled from Sweden. She's here to do the business herself.
Yeah, I think Williams is going to approach this fight in the same manner as she has in her previous matches. She's going to be aggressive. She's going to take the fight to Haga, and I think she's really going to just try and push her back and overpower her.
It's quite a courageous tactic, because if Haga absorbs everything Williams has got, Williams is going to exert a lot more energy. But as you said, Alan, Williams starting this, the fiercer of the two fighters. Lots of determination. She's throwing her punches, good combinations, lots of pressure. Everything Williams has thrown today has been there for a knockout blow. Every punch has got a lot of venom behind it. She's really in there to do the business.
Yeah, she stopped a lot of her fights early through overpowering her opponents, so she's probably come into this final a little bit fresher than Hager, who's had to go the distance on her fights today.
And that's right. In this tournament setup, you can have 3 to 5 fights in your category, which is going to take its toll. So it's going to see who's taken the least punishment and who's going to be able to go the distance in this final.
Some good punches there by Williams. She's really pushing her back here. She's looking on top already. A warning there for Hager. I think she's trying to grab and just trying to slow down the fight and being warned by the judges. Always a good kick there by Hager. That nearly caught Williams, but she comes back and throws back a good axe kick herself. Credit to Hager then. She's coming back there with some good high kicks.
She is. Williams has to be careful here. As much as she's going forward, she has to remember you've got to defend as well. It only takes one kick to the head, and then the whole tournament could be over for Williams here.
Yeah, that's the thing with her style of fighting. She'll throw a lot of techniques, but when you throw a technique, you do leave yourself open.
But she seems to be overwhelming Hager a bit here now. The resilient punches are starting to take their hold, but Hager's moving well, keeping out the way, knowing that Williams is coming forward. As the 30-second bell is announced, Williams looks to step it up here, still applying the constant pressure. She's got Hager on the back foot here. If she keeps up this pace, she could seal this victory in the first round.
Yeah, Hager needs to throw some punches here because it looks like Williams is overrunning her. She did start moving well for a period in that round, but now it looks like Williams...
It looks like that kick has riled Williams. We can see the red mark on her face, and she didn't like getting kicked in the face. She's answering back now with lots of pressure. She's really taking the fight to Hager.
Yeah, she's throwing so many techniques there. Hager looks like there's nothing left in the tank, and Williams is well on top.
Hager's had a very hard tournament today, but Williams in that final, the better of the two. I think we'll see a decision awarded. Yep, and just as we thought, Williams wins after the first round with a dominant display against Hager, earning a first round victory. And you can see what it means to Williams there. She's won the Dutch Open this year, the Swedish Open, but the one she really wanted was the British Open Championships.
Yeah, fantastic performance there. She was definitely the best heavyweight fighter of the day and won all of her fights very convincingly.
A deserving 2012 Women's Heavyweight Champion.
Women's over 60 kilos, joint third place, Irene Jensen Skelford from Norway, Bishibi Kochin. Joint third, Francien Westbigler from Holland. Second place, Sarah Haggy from Sweden. The winner of category 2 over 60 kilos, Samantha Williams, Mountain Ash.
Don't play again, Tom. Don't play again, Tom.
Coming up later on in the show, the men's heavyweight division battles it out here at the K2 Arena in Crawley. But up first is the men's middleweight division, fought at under 80 kilos.
...2012 British Open men's middleweight quarter-final. Denis Chepkasov of Russia versus Daniel Sanchez of Spain. Chepkasov, a former champion here, against a very strong Spanish fighter who's won multiple tournaments around Europe.
Yeah, Sanchez of Spain with the white sash. Chepkasov of Russia with the red sash. Both fighters just gauging each other here, swapping, trading blows. Both very tough, resilient fighters. It's no surprise the end of the first round sees it scored as a draw, so they'll fight now the 2 minute second round.
Yeah, it wasn't much between them in the first round, so I expect both of them to step it up in this second round. Illegal punch there by Chepkasov. Looks like it just glanced off the top of Sanchez's guard and hit him in the face. Close with a spectacular kick there by Chepkasov.
So at the end of the second round, there's still the judges draw it. At the end of the second round, it's scored a draw. However, Daniel Sanchez has broken more boards in the Tamashawari event and advances to the men's semi-finals of the middleweight division.
Second quarter final of the men's middleweight is Zsolt Ziga of Hungary versus Guliev of Azerbaijan.
Yeah, Ziga, a very flamboyant fighter, uses his ring craft and his footwork really well, fights at good range. But Guliev from Azerbaijan taking the fight to him here, closing down the game, catching him with some big punches, closing the gap and really testing Ziga here.
Yeah, there's a strong Azerbaijan team here today. They've been very impressive, and I think Guliev's really going to try and take this second round to Ziga.
So the second round's underway. Again, as you can see, Ziga very calculated with his footwork, fighting at range. Whereas Guliev persevering, trying to go forward his punch. And a spectacular attempt at a knockout kick there from Ziga. You can see he kicks the inside and then jumps up. Unlucky not to connect with that. Surely would have been a knockout.
Yeah, throwing a dummy first, then a jump in Mawashigiri.
So Guliev looking to step up the pace here, but Ziga doing well, using his ring craft and his footwork. Keep Guliev at bay.
Yeah, Guliev's trying to get a decision here. He's really trying to press forward, but Ziga's coming back with a fair bit of his own. Some good punches and good kicks from both of these.
So coming to the end of the second round, both fighters starting to tire. We just hear the 30-second bell. So having broken 3 more boards, Ziga advances to the men's semi-final after the judges declared it was a draw, decided by the amount of boards broken in the earlier Tamashawari. The third of our quarter-final sees Jimmy Collin with the red sash of Sweden versus Spain's Gonzalez with the white tag. Jimmy Collin, one of the best fighters on the European circuit.
Yeah, Jimmy Collin comes second in the European Championships this year. He's won the Swedish Open. Before he's been placed in this, won the Danish Open. He's got numerous titles to his name. A very strong fighter.
We don't know too much about Gonzalez of Spain. But what we do know is the power of Jimmy Collin showing there as Gonzalez looks to buckle under the pressure of the body punches.
Yeah, he's got a very good knee here, Collin. Nearly catches Gonzalez with a knee there.
Gonzalez did enough just to hold on and earn a draw for the first round. But we're now going to the second 2-minute round, where you think the strength of Jimmy Collin will overpower Gonzalez.
Yeah, Collin's looking a lot fresher here, and Gonzalez was breathing heavy at the end of that first round. And I think it'll be much of the same in the second round with Collin on top. Good punch there and another good knee, some good kicks.
Every punch that Collin throws is hitting the spot, and Gonzalez is just doing well to ride this fight out, really.
Yeah, he's mixing up with punches down the middle and then punches through around the back of the ribs.
You see the sheer power of Collin. Every kick, every punch is taking its toll on Gonzalez. It would be no surprise here that Collin should deserve the judges' victory.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he carries too much fat on him, Collin, but he's right on the upper weight limit here, and he's a very strong fighter.
It's no surprise at the end of that second round, Collin gets all the flags and a deserved place in the semi-finals. So the last of our men's middleweight quarter-finals here sees Callaway representing Great Britain versus Russia's Borisov. Borisov wearing the red sash to the right of our screen, a very well decorated fighter, very well experienced.
Yeah, he won the Russian Open out this year in Hamburg, which is a big tournament with a big prize fund there, so he's expected to go far in this tournament.
And Calloway not really looking to have many options here, just absorbing punishment, not throwing anything back of his own. Borisov coming in with some good strong low punches, working the ribs, working the abs.
Yeah, good body punch there by Borisov. That shocked his opponent there. He did well to hang on after that.
Yeah, it's no surprise. Judges flags in favour of Borisov of Russia, who will now advance to the men's middleweight 2012 semi-finals. And the men's middleweight semi-finals are underway. Representing Spain to the left is Daniel Sanchez, up against Hungary's Zsolt Ziga.
Ziga's a lot lighter here than Sanchez. He's just into the early 70 kilo weight mark, where Sanchez is just under 80 kilos. So Sanchez has to take the fight to his opponent here, otherwise he could potentially lose on weight.
Yep, if the fight is deemed as a draw, it will be decided if there's sufficient weight difference. Failing that, it will be decided by the amount of boards broken in the Tamashawari. So the very experienced Sanchez of Spain up against the youth and fearless fighter from Hungary, Zsolt Ziga.
Yeah, Ziga's a young fighter, fighting here in the middleweights for the first time, having fought in the lightweight in last year's event.
Yep, so a big step up, the power and strength of fighting against the middleweights, who are much heavier. However, he's doing very well, and at the end of the first round, he's earned himself a draw. He does the same again, he could advance to the final on weight difference. So Sanchez really needs to step up his game here, otherwise risk losing a place in the final.
I have a bad feeling in this one here that Sanchez doesn't realise he has to actually try and get a decision here, because it's going to go to weight decision before boards. He seems to be standing off Ziga a little bit and has already got a warning about this.
Sanchez trying to fight a tactical fight, but we assume he thinks that it's going to go to the board decision first, otherwise surely he'd be stepping up with more pressure. And Ziga doing really well here, soaking up everything Sanchez has got and giving a lot back of his own. But you can see the strength of Sanchez, pushes Ziga back, but he's using his footwork well. He's bounced up the mat and he's hanging in there. This young fighter's looking very promising. And as we suspected, after a draw in the second round, Ziga advances to the final on a weight decision.
Yeah, that's a bad error there from Sanchez. He's fought in this tournament before. He should know it goes to weight first and then boards.
It looks like he was confused with the decision there. Okay, Sweden's Jimmy Collin versus Russia's Borisov. Jimmy Collin with the red sash to the right of our screen. Russia's Borisov, fearless fighter, wearing the white tag.
Yeah, these have been two of the most successful fighters this year. Collin having won numerous events and Borisov having won the big Russian Open out in Hamburg. I expect this is going to be a very tight fight. Fought at close quarters, a lot of body punches, a lot of low kicks. Tight first round, nothing given between the two.
Yep, after the first 2 minutes, no decision has been made, declared a draw. Therefore, the fighters will fight the second 2-minute round.
Good low kick there by Borisov, really shifted Collin. Good high kick there as well.
Yeah, excellent footwork, switch movement.
Oh, some good punches there. Borisov stepping it up in this second round. Collin's coming back though, he's really showed some grit and heart here. He's not backing down. Collin really wants this title.
They're both men battling it out for a place against Zsolt Ziga in the men's middleweight final. As you can see, both fearless going forward, trading blows. Lots of punches there to finish that second round.
Yeah, not much between them then. I think that'll be a tight decision.
So the judges will just check now if there's been a significant weight difference between these two fighters. If there isn't, then it will be declared by the amount of boards broken in the earlier Tamashawari. If they're drawn the same, then they'll fight a 3rd minute Enchizen third round.
It looks like there's no weight decision there, and Borisov goes through a number of boards broken.
Coming up after the break is the final for the men's middleweight division. Coming up later on in the show is the hard-hitting men's heavyweight division here at the 36th Annual Kyokushin Karate Competition. But now, Spain's Daniel Sanchez meets Hungary's Zsolt Ziga to determine who will be this year's middleweight champion.
So the men's 2012 middleweight full contact Kyokushinkai Karate final. Representing Hungary is the young Zsolt Ziga, fighting for the first time in the middleweight division. And all the way from Russia is Borisov.
I think this could be a fight here where Ziga has to stay away from Borisov's power. Borisov is the larger fighter, the heavier fighter. Ziga's got the spectacular knockout techniques, but if he gets drawn into a toe-to-toe slugfest with the Russian, there's going to be only one winner. I can think Borisov will be chasing him down, really trying to sort of block off the mat.
Yeah, Borisov knows that he's much more powerful than the young Zsolt Ziga. But credit to Zsolt Ziga, he's fought some very strong opponents today. A very good victory over Daniel Sanchez earlier in the semi-finals. He'll be looking to make his mark in the history books and take home that British title.
Yep, there's no weight decision here for Ziga, so he's going to have to rely on either getting a decision or a knockout, which is going to be much more difficult against this Russian opponent.
And we know Ziga has got the athleticism, he's got the kicks, he's got the moves, but will it be enough? The stubborn Borisov. As we can see, Borisov's power already taking its toll with a great inside low kick.
Yeah, it really shifted his body then. Borisov drove that through, and that sent Ziga back a couple of foot. Good punches.
There we go, as we thought, Borisov's strength. But did that look like it could have been a low blow?
I think that was right on the borderline there. I think they're going to give Ziga the benefit of the doubt there and class that as an illegal blow and not award a Wazari to Borisov.
As we can see, the corner judges holding the flags in front of their face means that they didn't see anything. And it looks like it was a low blow to the groin area. But already Borisov looking to take the fight to Ziga, overpower the young fighter from Hungary. Ziga trying to use the area, use his footwork, make himself hard to hit.
Yeah, he's really moving well, Ziga, here. He's trying to stay on his toes, stay out of the reach of Borisov. I think he felt his power earlier in that exchange and is going to try and stay away.
Yep, Ziga's going to try and fight to his strengths, using range, uses his kicks. He's got good legs, good jumping power, hoping to get that knockout blow. He doesn't want to stand and trade off with Borisov. Borisov's too strong a puncher. Again, Borisov controlling the middle of the mat. Ziga working around the edges, using his ring craft, just trying not to get hit. Because when Borisov hits, it hurts.
Yeah.
As we see there, the power of Borisov overcoming Ziga.
That was a good punch there by Borisov. He coolly hunted him down and then caught him with a body punch.
So well-earned Wazari for Borisov now. Ziga's got no choice but to take the fight to him. And we see they're trying to use some ring craft and footwork to catch Borisov off guard, but the very experienced Borisov's not going to get hit that easy.
Yeah, Ziga's using a lot of energy just trying to stay away from Borisov, where Borisov very coolly just advances, stalks his opponent and then just hits him with a solid combination.
Ziga has to go for something now. He's got 20 seconds left in this fight out. And again, the body punches of Borisov are too much for Ziga to deal with.
Yeah, it was a good performance by Ziga getting to the final, but Borisov just that too much too strong. I think if Ziga comes back in this event in a couple of years' time with a little bit more weight, he'll do better, but Borisov, a very worthy middleweight champion.
So 2 Azaris in the first round, and Borisov a well-deserved victory. He'll be taking the trophy home to Russia. But credit to Zolt Ziga, he's made the final in his debut at this weight category. But the power of the Russian is too much to handle for the young fighter from Hungary.
Yeah, it looked like that first body punch there really caught Ziga and took the wind out of him.
And once he was a Wazari down, he only ever had to chase the fight, and Borisov was in complete control, looked for his openings, and there we see a great punch combination, breaking down the young Ziga. Too much to handle.
Yeah, Borisov shifted him off balance with a kick and then hits him with a flurry of punches. First or second one hit the mark, and then the other ones just finished him off.
Middleweight joint third, Jimmy Collins. Jimmy Collins from Sweden, and Danielle Sanchez from Spain, IBK. Second plate, Zolt Ziga from Hungary, IBK. And the winner of the men's middleweight, Andriy Burishkov from Yamburg, IFK.
And now, the hard-hitting men's heavyweight division do battle at the 36th annual Kyokushin Karate competition here at the K2 Arena in Crawley.
Here we are, the British Kokushinkai Full Contact Karate Championships. This is the first quarter-final of the men's heavyweight division, which is over 80 kilograms.
Arthur Tiloff of Russia, current Russian Open and world champion, versus Peter Raid of Belgium.
At the end of that first round, all the judges have declared it a draw, so there will be a 2-minute extension.
I expect Tiloff to try and step it up in this second round and take the fight to the Belgian.
Yeah, Tiloff's certainly the most stronger of the two fighters.
Yep, but he's not having it his own way in this fight. It's pretty even so far.
So after 2 minutes, Arthur Tiloff advances to the semi-finals, having broken more boards in the Tamashawari event. The only thing that can separate these two fighters.
Second quarter-final here is Maslenikov of Russia, fighting out of Moscow, versus Kershigayev, also of Russia, fighting out of Yamburg. Kershigayev here has got a big weight advantage here. He's approximately 120 kilos, so he's got to try and get a decision there to stop Maslenikov winning on weight.
But Maslenikov doing well, holding his ground here, working Kershigayev well.
Yeah, he's not backing down at all. He's really standing there and trading blows with him.
So the lighter man's and a draw after the first round. If he can hold out for the second round, he will advance to the semi-finals on a weight decision, you'd think.
Yeah, Kershigayev's got to try and either get a decision or get a knockout.
And both men working the centre of the mat. But Maslenikov looking the busier of the two fighters.
Yeah, Maslenikov here, it's a lot easier trying to throw more combinations when he's got 30 kilos lighter than Kershigayev.
But just showing there, for a big man, he can still pull out the moves. But at the end of the second round, Maslenikov advances on the weight decision. So he took a lot of punishment, but he didn't back down, held his own ground and earns a place in the semi-finals. So our third quarterfinal in the men's heavyweight division is an all-Dutch affair. With the red sash we have Nordman, and in the white sash we have Mulder. Both fighting out of Holland. Meeting here in the third quarterfinal. Norman looking to be the more aggressive fighter in this.
Yeah, Nordman there is hitting with some strong kicks and trying to hit him with some punches down the middle. Mulder looks a bit struggling here as he's moving back, and Nordman's really pushing him.
And again, the aggressive fighter will advance. If they've done enough within the fight, they'll get the decision to go through. But Norman hasn't done enough, so the fight's going to a second round, a further 2 minutes to settle this contest. So both fighters looking tired now. They've got to dig deep into their reserves. Down a place on the podium.
Yeah. They really need to put in the last surge here to try and gain the decision.
At the end of that round, Nordman advances to the semi-finals. He earns a place on the podium, but it didn't come easy. In the fourth quarterfinal, we have Greece versus Holland, with Hoovigan of Holland on the right of the screen and Kypridis from Greece on the left. And straight away, Hoovigan's taken a fight to Kypridis, working some good punches, spinning back kick there.
Yeah, Hoovigan's a strong fighter. He's won out in Kuwait this year in the Kuwait Open and is a former European champion. He's very powerful, actually. He's well over 6 foot and he's got some strong leg techniques.
Kypridis doesn't seem to have an answer here for the strength and power of Hoovigan. And there we see a fantastic head kick with a knockout. That left leg up, and Kypridis, nothing he can do about that. Hoovigan isn't awarded a Rosari for a fantastic head kick. That's the half points. Now Kypridis has to go all out to try and win a Rosari back. But I don't think he's got the arsenal to take Hoovigan out.
Yeah, that was a really good, a classy kick from Hoovigan. Now he's just going to try and see out the round, and looking at here, he might even try and go for another Rosari. Yeah,
when you've got the opponent on the back foot, you just want to go for it and end this fight as early as possible. Save your energy for the semi-finals and hopefully a final after that. So the fight pace has slowed down, but Hoovigan's still dropping in some big techniques.
Yeah, Hoovigan's in a comfortable position now. He knows that his opponent either has to drop him for a Rosari, and if he doesn't, that he's through.
And just as we predicted, the first round, having got that fabulous head kick knockout, Hoovigan earns his place in the semi-finals.
Right, the first semi-final here is an all-Russian contest. Arthur Tilov of Yamburg fighting Nikolai Maslenikov of Moscow.
Both of these fighters are two of the best heavyweights out of Russia on the current circuit, both well decorated. But Arthur Tilov, having won some big tournaments in the last few years, might just have the strength and the experience to edge this semi-final.
Yeah, Tilov come runners-up in this tournament a couple of years ago, and this year has already won the Russian Open out in Yamburg and a big tournament out in Japan, the Matsushima World Tournament. Very strong opponent.
So it's no surprise at the end of the first round, the referees award this a draw, so we'll see a second round extension. Both fighters will fight 2 minutes more to determine who will get a place in the British final 2012.
Yeah, again, I think Tilov, being the more experienced fighter here, will probably try and take the fight a little bit more to Maslenikov and use his power. Maslenikov is the younger fighter. and Tilov will be trying to advance.
Credit to Maslenikov here, he's not phased by the calibre of his opponent. He's taken out throwing head kicks of his own, looking for the knockout as the fight starts to pick up pace.
That was a very close kick there. Close from Tilov as well then. They're really stepping this up. Some strong punches here.
It's quite incredible the athleticism of these guys. They're big, they're heavy hitters, but they can flick their legs up for knockout power as well. The ultimate fighters.
Yeah, they're slowing down a bit now because they've been really powering each other in the last 30 seconds. But both of them really want to get to this final here. Tilov looked to be driving his opponent back a bit then. We'll have to see what the judges think. Yep, as we thought, Tilov has got the decision there, so he advances to the final for the second time.
So the second men's heavyweight semi-final is an all-Dutch affair. We have Hoogeveen versus Roel Nordman. Roel Nordman with the red tag, Hoogeveen with the white tag.
Yeah, Hoogeveen's got very good kicks here, and he's already looking on top, and he's got strong punches. I expect him to take Nordman out there, yeah. Hit him with some strong punches and a strong low kick to gain a Wazari.
So straight away, Hoogeveen's got the advantage, scoring a Wazari. Nordman's going to have to dig deep there if he's got any chance of making the finals.
Yeah, he's really up against it now. Hoogeveen's caught him with some strong techniques, really put him in pain there.
It just shows the tournament takes its toll. When you get to the semi-final stages, your body's bruised and battered, as we saw there. Nordman goes down after a flurry of punches. So Hoogeveen gets a position against Arthur Tilov in the men's heavyweight final.
Yeah, Hoogeveen's trying for his second big title of the year.
So the men's heavyweight title at stake here, with Arthur Tilov of Russia taking his place on the mat. He'll be up against Hoogeveen of Holland, the current Q80 champion.
This could be a very interesting fight here. Hoogeveen's a few inches taller and generally likes to throw a lot of leg techniques. And Tilov, typical Russian fighter, very strong down the middle, likes to hit people with a lot of body punches, but has also got knockout techniques of his own.
So both fighters have been very impressive today. This is sure to make a very great spectacle of a final here, with the men's heavyweight title at stake. You see there, Hoogeveen's got slight height advantage, but Arthur Tilov a lot more stocky. A tough Russian fighter.
Yeah, these are both big guys, not far off 100 kilos, and they're not carrying much fat, very fit. You can see here the power of Hoogeveen's leg techniques.
Tilov doing well just to soak up everything that's being thrown at him now.
Yeah, he likes to block here and hit straight back with straight punches to the solar plexus. He seems pretty unfazed so far, does Tilov. He's certainly been there and got the t-shirt before.
Hoogeveen trying a nice high head kick there, looking for the knockout. Oh, but it seems that Hoogeveen's got caught there in the... Yeah, and Tilov pressing on with some good body shots, a couple of kicks followed by a couple of punches. Looks like he's earned a Wazari in this men's heavyweight final.
Yeah, I think that first punch really shocked Hoogeveen there, and combination of punches afterwards with Tilov's left hand there, followed by a kick, got him the Wazari.
And now Hoogeveen's got to go all out now to earn a Wazari back, but he's going to be very wary of Tilov's power, and as we see there, rolling axe kick and the heavyweight.
Yeah, that was not far off there for Tilov. He's definitely looking the more confident and the stronger of the two fighters at the moment. I think that Wazari is shaking up the Dutch fighter.
Yeah, I think Tilov's probably going to target the body again, as he does there, and another kick followed up with a punch. And he's earned himself the British heavyweight title 2012 with 2 Wazaris. And a fantastic performance from Tilov in the final there.
Yeah, that was a very strong performance. You thought, can the leg techniques of Hugavin possibly take out Tilov, but Tilov was just too strong for him.
So Tilov adds another big trophy to his cabinet back home in Russia.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic year. Russian Open champion, world champion, and now added the British championship.
We just see here Hugavin taking the fight to Tilov, but his great technique, strong punches, working the same spot. Hugavin's right-hand side, 4 punches followed up by a roundhouse kick.
Yeah, Hugavin could see it coming, couldn't do anything about it. Once he hit him with that first punch, that had done the damage, and he just carried on, battering him with the next 3 punches, followed by a kick.
Really just shows the great precision with his strikes, targeting that same area. And there we saw that attempt at the knockout roll kick. Hugavin did well just to duck out of that one, but the fight was already won by now. Arthur Tilov earning his Wazaris, just looking to end his great tournament day with a fantastic knockout. Arthur Tilov looking to end his great tournament day with a fantastic knockout. But Hugavin taking the fight to Tilov, but the strength of Tilov and the precision of his techniques earns him a well-deserved British title.
Women's heavyweight joint third, Laurel Noorderman from Holland. Nikolai Asenkilov from Moscow. Second place, Ferry Hugavin.
Well done. Thank you very much.
The winner of the men's heavyweight, Andrei Borisov from Yambo. Sorry, Arthur Tilov from Yambo.